Hello, this is Mike Burek, your host and producer of Krynytsia, The Well, a podcast series about interesting and noteworthy Ukrainians from around the globe. Today is Wednesday, November 29th, 2023. This episode is produced for The Ukrainian Weekly, a newspaper published in English for the global Ukrainian community since 1933. Our guest today is the Ukrainian chef, Yevhen Klopotenko. Yevhen, welcome. How are you?
Oh, hi, nice to hear you. I think I'm okay.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
To start off with, can you give us some information about your educational and professional background?
So yes, normally I'm a international relationship manager. So I'm the guy who have to be manager, not to cook. So I graduated from the university in Ukraine, and I got the education of the international relations. But after that, I start to cook and I start to work like a waiter, and that was my first time when I saw the business of like a restaurant business. And after this I just started to be a waiter, then I started to be the bartender, then I was manager, and then they entered the kitchen. And when I entered the kitchen, my whole life changed because I understood that I just want to cook all the time, and I don't want nothing except the food. And then I just won the master chef, and after that, in Ukraine, I started to be very famous. And after that, I started to be the celebrity chef of Ukraine. And then I understood that I wanted to change the Ukrainian food because after USSR, in Ukraine left only USSR food, and Ukrainian food was almost vanished. And my biggest aim, I have two biggest thing in my life which I did. One is that I changed the whole school canteen menu. So all the school canteen menus in Ukraine are now being fed by my recipes. And I put the borscht to the UNESCO World Heritage. And this is like two main big things for the last 5 years, which I did for the Ukrainian community. And I'm proud of this.
So, how long have you been a master chef?
Oh, for 6 years for now, like it's not too much, too long, just 6 years.
And you mentioned your effort to get Ukrainian borscht recognized
Yeah.
for international cultural heritage status. Can you talk about that a bit? How did that come about?
Um, I know that the Russian propaganda, they want to take everything from us. They want to take our culture and our identity, and food is a part of identity. And normally, you don't pay attention to the food; you just eat the food. But Russia propaganda pays attention on that, and while we are just eating our food, they are taking our food from us. And that was the main concern for me when I saw this first time. I saw that borscht in a lot of restaurants on the world, they start to write down, like, to name like it's a Russian soup. And I start like I was very angry about the situations that not only in one restaurant, in the different restaurants, in the different supermarkets, they start to sell our dish like a Russian soup. And I understood that I have to do something. I have to fight back because I want to fight back because I know that it's Ukrainian borscht, and only Ukrainian, and nobody can take it from us. And this idea was that I have to go and to play by the rules. And normally Russia never play by the rules. And if we will be playing in like a low game, like low like rules, I have the chances to win. And I understood that there is only one organization in the world who can help me with that. And I understood that it is UNESCO. And I understood that only 8 dishes in the world, they've been put to UNESCO World Heritage dishes. And I understood that borscht can be like the ninth dish. And I spent 2.5 years just traveling to Ukraine, and I was writing the documents near the papers of A4 size of documents, like a huge amount. And I was traveling to the France a few times to put these documents to the UNESCO. So it was like a bureaucracy job which I was doing. And finally, on the 1st of July of 2022, the borscht was put to UNESCO Heritage, and it was unexpected for the Russia propaganda, because they were not like they were thinking that for the borscht in UNESCO people will vote like a bit later, not on the 1st of July, and for them it was unexpected, because our government, our Ministry of International Relations, they did the nice game too. And it was our huge win for the Ukrainian gastronomy and for the Ukrainian identity too.
So it's official now, as of last year.
Yeah, it's official now, and we have a document.
Excellent. How competitive is the restaurant scene in Ukraine overall, and in particular in Kiev, especially during the war?
So can you ask one more time, please?
Yes. How competitive is the Ukrainian restaurant scene in Kiev, especially during the war?
If to speak about only my restaurants, or if to speak about everyone's restaurants, I think that it's very competitive. But during the war, the hardest competitive thing is to stay alive. And if you're alive, everything else is not competitive, because you just understand that maybe tomorrow maybe it's going to be no tomorrow. So you have no risk. You just do like you're doing in the last time in your life. And for now, a lot of restaurants are like, all the restaurants are open. People are visiting restaurants, they're drinking, they're having food, all the suppliers are working, and everything like just like in normal cities. But the main thing is that every day we have the Carrefour, we have the different drones which attack our city. We have the a lot of rockets flying about the restaurants. But what we can do, we have to show that we are not afraid, and we have to fight. And each person in Ukraine who is like doing the business, who is doing the restaurant business, we understand it's very important for the other people to understand that we are not that we are stand with them, that we are with the people. If people want to have the food, they can come to us. We are not afraid to work. Now it's not about the money, it's not about the profits, yes, but we understand that it's for support. Because if we will speak not about the restaurant, we will speak about some other things like shops, or maybe like pharmacies. There is some people too, and they are working too, and they are open to, and together we are society. So every part of society in Kiev, they have to open their businesses, they have to open their doors, and in that way we are united, and in that way we can stand together, and in that way I think we have to win the war.
Yevhen, in 2021, you published an English language cookbook of about 70 recipes. Some are well known and others are not. How did you decide which recipes to include in the cookbook? And how popular has the cookbook become?
So it was the cookbook in Ukrainian language, and then we translated then we created like an English version, and it started to be famous all around the world. And a lot of people started to ask us, please, we want to reach the Ukrainian cuisine. And the recipes which I put there, it's just the 2% of Ukrainian cuisine. I just wanted to put the most representative dishes which you can cook at home, and you can touch the Ukraine. I just wanted to check if someone if someone in the world, they want to have the Ukrainian cuisine, and I understood that people want to have. And that's why I signed the contract. And next year, on the May of next year, it's going to be my big book for Ukrainian cuisine for the whole US and for the whole Britain. And it's going to be like in every shop. because we signed the biggest distribution company, and I think that it will give the chance to the world to touch and to taste the Ukrainian cuisine. But you can go to the shop in US, buy the products. It's not just from the Z. You can cook the Ukrainian cuisine from that products which you have in your shop in US. So it was a huge challenge for me to create these dishes, but not to create, to a bit change Ukrainian cuisine in a way you can cook it in US. And then I think that I succeeded, and I think that the future of Ukrainian gastronomy is huge.
Do you consider what you're doing a quote unquote soft power effort to popularize Ukrainian culture around the world?
Yeah, I think that I feel myself that I'm the person who can who can make the Ukrainian cuisine popular in the world, and it has the huge opportunity for now because now is the best time. Unfortunately, but all cuisines in the world, like Italian, like Chinese, and like Thai cuisines, they start to develop and they start to be popular because of the war or because of the huge amount of people who to travel to the other countries and who were running away from their countries. And now the same happening in Ukraine. A lot of people from Ukraine, like near 6 million of people, they are living all around the world, and they are trying they're cooking Ukrainian cuisine. They're giving this cuisine for their neighbors, for their friends, and now it's the best time now is the best time world to know the Ukrainian cuisine. And now I understand that I'm international relation manager. I'm not just a chef. And finally, my education start to work for me and start to work for Ukraine, because now I can promote the Ukrainian identity, the Ukrainian culture for everyone in the huge world.
I understand that you're branching out with your restaurant business from Ukraine, and you're going to open a restaurant in Washington, D.C.
Yep.
I also read that partnering with you will be a former chef from Veselka in New York City, which is here in the New York metropolitan area. It's an iconic place. So anyway, can you tell us about this new restaurant in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, it is information a bit different for now. So in Washington D.C., the former chef from Veselka, he opened the restaurant which called Ruta, and now it's operating already for the half year, and it's very successful. But with this chef, his name is Dima Marcenyuk. We were studying together in the university, so he is also the international relation manager. He's not he was not a chef like as me for 15 years ago. But for now, we are planning to open the restaurant in New York and one in Washington D.C. It's going to be not like a restaurant, like a huge restaurant. It's going to be just a cafe for 20 people can sit there, and it's going to be the Ukrainian cuisine, very competitive. That it's not just authentic Ukrainian cuisine. It's cuisine. It's a food which I think there's going to be lines for that food because it's healthy, it's modern, it's Ukraine, it's something new. And these restaurants now we are looking for different places where they can be opened, but also we are starting to produce the Ukrainian vareniki. They are now known in the world like pierogi, but we will do the combination of the cherries and the poppy seeds, and also we want to sell it all around the US, and also borscht, and I'm the face of the borscht, and I know how to cook the best borscht in the world, and I wanted to share this recipe for everyone in the world, and that's why we will start to produce also like frozen borscht and also like a normal borscht in our two cafes. So we are starting to expand Ukrainian cuisine in the US, and sooner or later, all the United States will have the Ukrainian cuisine, and it's our main aim.
So your plan is to open these cafes both in Washington, D.C. and New York City?
Yes.
And when will that happen?
I think that if we were opening in Ukraine, we can do it for the 2 months. But it's in the United States, it's a bit harder to go through all this bureaucracy programs. So we have the menu, we have the people, we have everything for now. Just accept the all these rules. So we are hoping that in September we will open. It's our main aim, but we just praying to God that everything will be okay, and we will have support for the people and support for the local authorities who will help us to make it faster, because we don't want to wait.
So that's for September of 2024.
Yeah.
Yevhen, unfortunately, we're just about out of time, but I wanted to ask you one final question. What has been the greatest challenge in your life as a chef? And what other new activities do you have planned in the near future?
Oh, so my hugest activity, my hugest challenge was to discover the real Ukrainian cuisine and to make it very tasteful. It was so hard because, first of all, all the information was hidden from us by the USSR, and it was so hard to discover, to read a lot of books. It was for me the huge challenge, and then you have to cook it in a modern way, not in the old way. That was the hugest challenge for me. And for the future, I will change I will give for the world Ukrainian food. So for my future is about the food and about the world. I want everyone in the world understood that Ukrainian cuisine is the unique, perfect, and it was waiting for the moment. And now it's a moment that everyone will know what is it Ukraine and what is it food.
Yes, and where can our listeners find out more about you and your cooking and food activity?
I am everywhere, starting from YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I have the hugest site, and also in both languages. I have YouTube in both languages. I have TikTok. So just type Yevhen Klopotenko, and you will find. And what social network you like most, you can sign and you can follow me.
Yevhen, thank you so much for joining us today on Krenitsia.
Thank you. See you.
I've been speaking with Yevhen Klopotenko, who is Ukrainian master chef. And this is Krenitsia, The Well, a podcast series about interesting and noteworthy Ukrainians from around the globe. This episode is produced for the Ukrainian Weekly, a newspaper published in English for the global Ukrainian community since 1933. And I'm Mike Burek, your host and producer. Until next time, that's all for now.